Hello everyone, and welcome back to our channel, where we break down the biggest political stories shaping South Africa. Today, we are diving into a fiery political clash that's heating up just weeks before the May 29th national elections. It's a battle of ideologies, power, and public trust, as Gauteng Premier and ANC Provincial Task Team co-convener Panyaza Lesufi labels the Democratic Alliance an enemy of the ANC. That's right, not a rival, not a challenger, an enemy. Lesufi didn't mince his words while addressing supporters at a packed ANC rally in Soweto this week. The Premier's remarks mark one of the most aggressive rhetorical escalations we've seen so far in this election season. And it's not just political mudslinging, this confrontation exposes a much deeper divide between South Africa's ruling party and its main opposition over how democracy should function in this country. Let's break down what happened, why it matters, and what it could mean for the future of South African politics. At the heart of this controversy is the growing use of the courts by the DA to challenge ANC governance, and Lesufi is not having it. He accused the Democratic Alliance of abandoning the democratic battlefield, the ballot box, in favor of what he called backdoor tactics and anti-democratic litigation. He told the crowd in Soweto, the DA is no longer a competitor, they have declared themselves an enemy of transformation and the democratic mandate. They are not using the ballot to fight us, they are using the courts, unelected judges, to reverse what the people voted for. Now, this is not just campaign trail banter. It comes at a time when the DA has launched multiple high-profile court challenges against ANC-led policies and practices. This includes the ANC's controversial cadre deployment strategy, long criticized as a tool for political patronage, and various provincial procurement decisions in Gauteng, some of which the DA claims are irregular or even unconstitutional. The DA, for its part, argues that these court challenges are essential. They say they are holding the ruling party accountable, defending constitutional democracy, and fighting corruption through legal means. According to DA Gauteng leader Salim Simanga, Lesufi's attack on the judiciary is not only reckless, it's dangerous. In his words, if Mr. Lesufi believes in the rule of law, he should welcome judicial scrutiny, not vilify it. This battle is about more than just legal disputes, it's about the soul of South Africa's democracy. Lesufi and the ANC are portraying the DA as anti-transformation and obstructionist, suggesting that their legal tactics are undermining black empowerment policies and frustrating service delivery efforts. In essence, they're framing the DA as a party that uses the courts to preserve privilege and block progressive reform. Lesufi's message is clear: they cannot win on the ground, so they want to govern through litigation. And it's not the first time we've heard this sentiment. The ANC has often accused the DA of trying to rule from the bench, using the judiciary to frustrate ANC policies rather than winning support at the polls. But what's different now is the intensity of the language. Calling a major opposition party an enemy, especially in a country with South Africa's history of political conflict, carries heavy implications. Some observers fear this kind of rhetoric could fuel political polarization and delegitimize democratic institutions. Dr. Naledi Masango, a political science lecturer at Wits University, says this election cycle is becoming more combative than conciliatory. She warns that the escalation of hostile language could turn voters away from issues and into entrenched camps, something that could destabilize our already fragile democratic consensus. And this isn't happening in a vacuum. The ANC is under significant pressure in Gauteng, the economic powerhouse of the country. Public dissatisfaction is rising over poor service delivery, unemployment, corruption, and inequality. Lesufi's administration is walking a political tightrope, trying to retain a majority in a province where urban voters are increasingly turning away from the ANC. So, is this hardline stance against the DA a strategic move to rally the ANC base? Very likely. By framing the DA as an elitist party that bypasses the people and runs to unelected judges, Lesufi is hoping to tap into populist frustration and historical distrust of the judiciary, especially among communities that feel excluded from economic progress. But this could backfire. Vilifying the judiciary is a dangerous game, especially when South Africa's legal institutions are among the last remaining bulwarks against executive overreach. If the ANC wants to preserve its democratic credentials, it must tread carefully in how it criticizes legitimate legal processes. What's more, voters are watching closely. Many South Africans are deeply disillusioned with both major parties. The ANC has been plagued by years of corruption scandals, governance failures, and internal factionalism. The DA, while presenting itself as the party of clean governance, struggles with its image as a party still perceived by many as disconnected from the lived experiences of Black South Africans. This latest confrontation between Lesufi and the DA is likely to sharpen those divisions even further. So what does this mean going into the May 29 elections? Well, we can expect the legal battles to continue. The DA is not going to stop taking the ANC to court, especially over issues like cadre deployment and procurement, areas where the ruling party has a long and controversial track record. At the same time, the ANC is likely to double down on portraying itself as the party of transformation being sabotaged by elitist forces and anti-majoritarian tactics. But the real question is, how will the voters respond? Will Lesufi's combative message energize the ANC's base? Or will it drive moderates and undecided voters further into the DA's camp, or toward a third alternative like the EFF or MK party? The stakes are incredibly high. Gauteng is one of the most hotly contested provinces in this election. If the ANC loses its majority here, it could mark a turning point in national politics. And with coalitions looking increasingly likely in many provinces, including Gauteng, every vote counts. So buckle up, the road to May 29 is going to be bumpy. From campaign rallies to courtroom showdowns, the fight for South Africa's future is being waged on every front. And that's where we'll leave it for today. Let us know what you think in the comments. Is the DA right to use the courts to challenge ANC policy? Or is Lesufi correct that this is a backdoor attempt to seize power without the people's vote? If you enjoyed this video and want more deep dives into South African politics, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an update. We've got more election coverage coming up, and you won't want to miss it. Thanks for watching, and as always, see you next time.